Hello everybody, ArashiYT here, your coach of the Groningen Noctowls, bringing you week 4 of the LBC, the last battle circuit, as we take on Ultra player coach of the New York Metagross. Now this match should have been uploaded last Sunday, but I've explained in the BBL video from yesterday, and if you haven't watched that video out yet, go check that out, because that was a heated match as well. But I explained in that video that I will be uploading the LBC Week 4 match and the APA Little Cup Week 2 match in the upcoming days, because I had some time issues and LBC wasn't recorded for me yet because I don't have the software to record my own matches. So I have to ask people to record the replays for me, and that took a little bit more than usual, so that's why the LBC match is being uploaded on this day, and I hope that on the next Sunday LBC Week 5 will be just uploaded on a regular time slot that we have these uploads, and the same also applies of course for the APA Little Cup. But with that being said, let's just dive into this match right away. My opponent is rocking the Arcanine, the Shaman, the Greninja, the Necrozma, the Mega Aerodactyl, and the Gliscor. Now I'm rocking out a Tapu Fini, Victini, Honchkrow, Heracross, Ferrothorn, and Zapdos. And I'm rocking out a Honchkrow set with Flying Z, Mirror Moves, Night Slash, Sucker Punch, and Brave Bird. My Ferrothorn is a leftovers Iron Barb set with Knockoff Power Whip, Leech Seed, and Gyro Ball. My Victini is a Choice Specs set once again with Blue Flag, Glaciate, Psychic, and U-Turn. Zapdos, we're rocking out Life Orb this time instead of leftovers to do some extra more damage on the offensive side with Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, Discharge, and Roost. Then Chimera, the Heracross, rocking out that Choice Scarf because I'm really liking Choice Scarf, Moxie, Heracross, and it's really doing a lot for us in this league, so why should I not bring it yet again? Because most of the time my opponents have a hard time facing off against this powerful beetle with Close Combat, Mega Horn, Rock Blast, and Earthquake. And my Tapu Fini is rocking out the leftover set with Hydro Pump, Moonblast, Calm Mind, and Substitute. Now if I do sound a little bit tired, that's because I am recording this on a date and day that's a little bit unusual for me, so my apologies for that. But let me actually just go into the battle right now. My apologies also for that awkward clicking on the mouse there, because I did not have this set up just right. But my opponent is starting out with the Arcanine while I am starting out with the Tapu Fini, so a very good lead off for me. Now my opponent did reveal that he had Wild Charge, but in the match itself I did not know if he was going to run that. So this time we did stay in because of this thing, because most of the time Tapu Fini against Arcanine we can actually pull something off. So I clicked Substitute here because then we have like a chance to maybe set up with the Calm Mind, and then against the Shaman we can try to actually do something. Now he's going to click Seed Flare and misses. Now that's very lucky for us, because that means that we still are behind the Substitute, and you know, we have a Calm Mind now up. So Tapu Fini is looking very good here, and I'm slowly beginning to adjust myself with Tapu Fini. Now Tapu Fini is mostly a more defensive of the Tapus, but I'm feeling much more comfortable using Tapu Fini than for say Tapu Koko or Tapu Bulu, and in this match I'm going to show you that very well. So here I went of course for the Moonblast, because that is going to do a chunk on damage on the Shaman. That is almost doing half on the Shaman, but here I was like, okay, do I need to stay in? Do I need to switch out? I'm going to switch out on an upcoming Seed Flare yet again from the Shaman, and I'm going to play it safe here and go into my Ferrothorn. And of course Ferrothorn is going to take that Seed Flare very well. That's even going to be almost taking back again with the leftovers damage. So he's going to reveal Hidden Power Fire. I'm assuming it's Hidden Power Fire, and that's going to do a lot of damage. Now I'm going to knock off the Oka Berry away from the Shaman, probably for my Victini there. So that's very good that the Oka Berry is now from the Shaman, and it also, you know, means that I don't have to worry about a potential C move. Now, speaking of C moves, I am going into my Hunch Crow, and while I am playing nicely with like Murkrow in the PMC with C Mirror move, here in the LBC, Mirror move Flying EMZ Hunch Crow isn't working out that very well for me. And I think I went for the Night Slash here. Yeah, I went for the Night Slash here because I did not want to risk clicking C Mirror move just yet. Now here is something that I always forget when it comes to C Mirror move. And you guys are going to actually see that. I'm going to go for the Stone Edge. Or well, no. What I mean was... Sorry, my mind is all at flash. Let me actually pause that. What I mean is I always make a wrong decision when it comes to pressing the C move or deciding to switch out. Like, I always tend to make two risky plays when it comes to using my C move, whether it's like an attacking C move or in this case a mirror move C move or something like that. I always tend to be like, alright, let's stay in, click C move, maybe we can survive the Stone Edge, maybe he will miss, but in this case it actually is going to kill off the Hunch Crow, which means that in my mindset this Aerodactyl was probably being adamant, which it was if I'm not mistaken after seeing like his sets, and that's something I need to work out for myself, but at the same time, you know, in Generation 8 C moves will be gone. So, who knows? But yeah, I need to learn to use my C moves on the right time. When it comes to C Mirror move or something else, and like taking the chances of, you know, playing safer by switching out my Pokemon on a potential one-hit KO move in this case, I need to play much more safer. I know that I'm a very hyper-offensive coach, and I tend to be too hyper-offensive sometimes. But this is something that I really need to learn to say to myself during a match. Like, no Gerard, no Arashi, don't play too risky right now. Just go outside. I could have gone into Ferroton here and just take the damage. He would have taken Iron on Bob's damage. My Honchkrow would still be alive. But that is what I was trying to explain with the Honchkrow, but then my brain just had a malfunction. But let's just go into the match once again, because now we are back with the Tapu Fini on the Mega Aerodactyl. Now, as mentioned before, with Tapu Fini, I'm playing much safer and I'm feeling much more comfortable with the Tapu Fini. Now he's going back into his Shaymin. I went for the Moonblast. I could have gone for the Hydro Pump there on the Aerodactyl, but on the off chance he was going to switch out, a Moonblast will do more damage, and the Moonblast also has a chance, you know, to lower the special attack by one stage on the Shaymin. But on the Shaymin now, I have to switch out again, and I went into my Victini here, because Victini can pretty much take a damage from the Seed Flare, and now I can just fire off like a U-turn, I can fire off a Blue Flare, and if I'm not mistaken, I went for the U-turn here, yes, because in this case I get the momentum back, and if you wanted to stay in, a U-turn would have done amazing damage to the Shaymin, even though we're not fully invested in the special attack. So here I made a ballsy move yet again. I went into my Zapdos because we have Hidden Power Ice on the Zapdos, so I could potentially click Hidden Power Ice on this thing and potentially kill it down. He of course is not going to risk that, and he is going into the Necrozma. So Hidden Power Ice will connect on the Necrozma, but of course that is not going to do that much. It's going to do a chunk, but not that much, because with the leftover damage he will get some HP back. And at this point I just decided to click the Volt Switch because we are going to outspeed it, and with the Life Orb we are going to do a lot of damage. And now we are going back into Riley the Tapu Fini. Now here again, as he's going to put up the Stealth Rocks, which is quite annoying with the likes of Zapdos still being in the back, and it's doing neutral through Heracross. But again, here I'm going to show you guys that I'm feeling very comfortable using Tapu Fini. So here we are going to get a little bit of a Calm Mind play from both sides. While the Necrozma is going to put up the Calm Mind right now, and I am just going to try to do as much damage as possible. But that Hydro Pump will not kill after the Calm Mind, and he still has leftovers, so he will get some HP back. Now here he's going to click Morning Sun, showing that he has a recovery move, and at this point I was like, oh no, this could become very dreadful, because Hydro Pump will still do now not much because of the Calm Mind, and he still has like leftovers. He reveals like recovery. He's going to click Psychic, and that is going to do over half. I'm going to click Hydro Pump, and that is going to be a critical hit. I'm getting a lot of critical hits in the last couple of weeks, but so far it's not helping out that much for us in the matches that we lost, because we got the win last week with a lot of critical hits, but in other matches we also had a lot of critical hits and then we didn't win. So it's not like getting critical hits is not always a secure win, if that makes any sense. But here I am going for the Calm Mind to try to boost my Tapu Fini a little bit more. And as I mentioned before, this is going to be a little bit dreadful, because now we have two Calm Mind uses on the both sides of the fields. So now he has to maybe put up another Calm Mind, which he is going to do, to actually try to maybe one-hit KO me now, or try to do more damage, and try to not take any more damage from my Tapu Fini. I of course went again for the Hydro Pump, and I'm hitting these Hydro Pumps left and right, but again it's not going to do much after another Calm Mind from his Necrozma. So we are going to get some leftovers recovery back from the turns before, but he's now going to click Psychic, and that is still not going to kill. And I went for another Calm Mind here. I got a little bit greedy here, but in the off chance he was going to try to maybe Morning Sun his Necrozma back to full health, I had to Calm Mind and take the risk there, because if I can take another Calm Mind, he's going for the Morning Sun, I maybe could have survived another hit from him, and then I can maybe do some damage against him and put him on a lower health. He's going to get a crit here. That crit didn't matter, if I'm not mistaken. But the Necrozma is now at 60% health. So here I was like, alright, it's time to bring out Heracross again. It's time to show some big balls again. Click Mega Horn on the Necrozma. We are going to be revealed Choice Card yet again, but the Mega Horn will kill off the Necrozma. And again, a critical hit, and I don't think the critical hit mattered as well. But now we are here with Metagross on the met Heracross on the Gliscor, on the incoming Gliscor. So of course I'm not going to stay in, because that would be stupid. So I'm just going to go into my Ferrothorn, and he's going to be refueling Facade here. Now that Facade will not do much because it's a normal type move, and he is going to get some Iron Barbs damage there, but most of that Iron Barbs damage will get recovered by the Poison Heal from the Toxic Orb. So as you can see here, he will gain some HP back, a lot of HP back, almost back to full, and here he is going to withdraw his Gliscor and going into his Shaman. I went for the Leech Seed. I knew a Shaman was probably going to come, but I had to click Leech Seed here because it would have made some recovery for me. And now he's going to switch out his Shaman yet again on my Gyro Ball, if I'm not mistaken, from the Ferrothorn, and that is not going to do that much on the Arcanine. Now we're going to get close to a point in the match where I had to make a ballsy play, but it's not going to work out that much for us. So here I decided to sack off the Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn was not going to do any much, and if a Flabless was going to come, he will take Recall damage, he will take Iron Barbs damage, so he's going to be put on half of his HP, like close to half, like 60-65%. So I'm gonna go back, going into my Heracross. So if I'm not mistaken, this was the turn where I could do a lot of things, basically. I could have clicked Close Combat or Earthquake and kill off this Arcanine 100%. Or I could take a ballsy move, click Rock Blast, hope to get like 4 hits. 4 hits should probably kill at this range. And then, Arcanine would be gone. And then Rock Blast was still like, if he wants to switch out, Rock Blast would also hit like a Gliscor, which is still on his side of the field. And then if I Rock Blast again the next turn, Gliscor could potentially be killed off. So I was like thinking in my head, thinking the play like, okay, I can do 3 things. I can click Close Combat, which is going to do amazing damage on any Pokemon that wants to come in. I can click Earthquake, but he still has the Gliscor left. So if he goes into Gliscor and I click Earthquake, it's basically, you know, a done move for us. Or I can go for Rock Blast, which almost also hit anything on his side of the field. Definitely the Arcanine. And then if he wants to go into the Gliscor, it will still have done like neutral hits to the Gliscor, potentially killing off the second turn. So with all those scenarios in my head, I decided to go for Rock Blast here, if I'm not mistaken. And that is going to connect. So we're going to get 1, we're going to get 2, we're going to get 3, and I was like, okay, 2 more. But then he reveals Papa Berry. And we're only gonna get 3 turns. So Heracross would have gone and died either way because that was the last turn. But when I saw that Papa Berry, the only thing that I could have done, and the Arcanine would have gone down, the Arcanine would have probably killed himself through recall damage. But when I saw that Papa Berry pop up, I knew it was going to be a lost match. But I could only sit behind my DS and be like, that was an amazing prep for my opponent. Like, I was like, that was an amazing prep from my opponent. And now, here, I kinda, you know, lost faith in this match. So he was outplaying me at this point, predicting my every move right now. I could have just clicked Discharge again if I want to, but he outplayed me at that point. That Papa Berry scared the heck out of me. And I knew at that point that this match was going to be a lost cause for me. But again, when I saw the Papa Berry popped up, I was like, damn, that was a great tech by my opponent. Like, I respect techs like that. And if I lose because of that, then so be it, you know. I'm gonna click the Balloon Flare. If we can get a crit, we could have killed off the Greninja, so I was basically aiming for a crit there, and the Blue Flare would have still done amazing damage to my opponent. We are gonna get the burn hacks there, but it's not going to matter that much. Surf is going to kill off the Victini. And we're going to lose this match with 5-0. Heracross getting another kill, but we are going to lose this match with 5-0, which means that we are now 1-3, if I'm not mistaken, in the competition, with a differential of -12 on the top of my head. Not sure. But yeah, I think I played pretty well in this match. I did not play the Honchkrow. I did not play the Honchkrow very well yet again. Again, what I mentioned before, I really need to make sure that I play less risky when I need to, because I could have saved the Honchkrow, gone into the Ferroton. I could have gone into the Tapu Fini there and saving Honchkrow maybe for later, but I decided to play Ballsy there yet again, hoping I could survive a Stone Edge miss or survive a Stone Edge no matter what. And I didn't. And that's just my fault. Like, there's nothing that I can, like, I cannot find excuses for that. That's just me being a bad player at that point. But the Papa Berry, you know, up until then, I did not play that badly. We did very well with the Tapu Fini. I played very well with the Tapu Fini, and again, I'm very proud that I can make Tapu Fini, which is mostly a defensive mon, and I really use a defensive Tapu Fini, but I try to use it a little bit more offensively with Substitute Calm Mind here, and then with Hydro Pump and Moon Blast, and try to do some work. I think I managed. I brought like a Z move Tapu Fini earlier in this season, but I did not got a chance to use it that much. But I'm really happy how I'm using Tapu Fini. I'm really happy how I'm using Heracross. I really like Heracross right now, regular Heracross. It really is like a perfect mon for me when it comes to offensive Pokemon. Ferrothorn, still getting used to it, but I'm feeling that I am doing the best of my potential with Ferrothorn. Zapdos, pretty much the same. Victini, maybe could do better with that. Honchkrow, I already said a lot of stuff about Honchkrow before. But I want to thank Ultra Player for an amazing match. I'm sorry I'm rambling on every time. I'm rambling on at the end of the match, so I need to stop doing that as well. But I want to thank Ultra Player for playing the match again. I want to thank Lantern Joy for recording a match yet again. Every coach in this league will be in the description below, so be sure to check that out. And yeah, there will also be a poke paste to the team spread, so if you're curious about that, you can also check that out as well. But I'm going to end off this video right here. I will make sure I will upload APA Little Cup like tomorrow on the Wednesday or on the Thursday. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below, and hit that bell icon, because then you get notified every time I upload a new video, and that is sincerely appreciated. But I'm going to end the video off right here, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!